Hey everyone, today the mission is to fit this new gauge. It's sort of working and you had to tap on it and then it would go again, things like that, as you can probably imagine. So I finally got this one, so let's put it in today. So as you'll probably be familiar with, this here is where the old one was, and I left it like that when I was doing that wiring, etc. down here for the motor. That's already, as you can see, been taken out. That's the wire that was onto the gauge to make the light go, and I thought I might just be able to replace the gauge. Unfortunately, if the mechanical type of gauge, it goes all the way to here. It's one piece from here right through, so I wasn't able to actually do it that way. So I crimped the end of the pipe, gave it a bit of a twist and crimped it, and then snapped it off of here, leaving that there plugged to keep using the tractor. So that's about as far as I got doing that. But the pipe that comes out of there, don't chop that. It's got some terrible stuff inside it, and you don't really want to be getting that on you. So I'm going to take that there out first, and then we'll get into the rest of it. Unfortunately, behind here, I don't think, well, I reckon we're not going to have enough space to get that nut through. So that, well, this is what I'm calling a nut. That part there on the gauge, the size of that, I think, if I recall correctly from a few years back, there isn't actually enough room down inside there without lifting this tank. Right, so let's take this out of the box. This is the same gauge that was in the tractor, and if you look back in the old videos, you'll see that gauge there and the temperatures that the tractor was running at and everything, and you'll see that it's the same. What have we got? Bulb. It doesn't come with that piece there already on it. I've crimped that on already. This one here, so we won't end up using that on the Dexta. That one there, it's too big. And that nut part that I was showing you, it's actually this one here that's already on it. And that fits, well, that fits my Dexta anyway, so it should fit your Dexta. Unless they, no, I suppose there's a possibility that I've changed the threads on them over time. The one that was on there for, say, 5 or 6 years, something like that. And you've got to be careful with that there, it's not too kinked because that'll be a problem. But yeah, that there's going to slide all the way down to here, and that'll poke inside. Nice to straighten that out. I won't get too carried away with that part there, straightening it out, because it may actually not need to be completely straightened. So we'll take all this off because we don't need that on there. This will be the same make as the oil gauge that's been on the tractor as well, which is this one here. See that part there, I'll just took off that, and this is the old oil gauge that I've removed off it. I'm going to undo these two screws. To get a socket that fits this to do a nice job. There. Alright, so this is the gap down here that I'm talking about. You might get in this top part, but then the bottom down lower is actually only a small gap. So the best chance maybe would be to undo the bottom one and lift the tank up and forward, and it might be able to get down the top there. 16 mil, that's a 16 mil on that. Undo that. I could even put a socket on there now because it's opened up. We take it right out actually. Now, I think to start with, I'm just going to loosen it up enough to get movement out of everything. Loosen that off. Well, we're here and we've got the 16 mil spanner. See if it fits this. Seems to. I wouldn't be able to use this ring spanner because the pipe would actually be attached to it. Like when I go to put the new one in here, the pipe's in the road, so it would have to be like it'd have to be the open end of the spanner to do the job. You won't be able to get a socket on it. Can you see that? It's still got the sensor part in there. Got a build up on there, I guess. There we are. And that's what's going to happen. Here's the part I just pulled out. That's the bit that snapped off. Put that in there. Good luck, that'll allow what I was saying. It's definitely helping. Let's prop that up though. See if I can. Now I can see if I can slide that cable down there carefully, or the pipe, whatever that's made out of. I'm pretty sure I can get it down the forward side now. I'm definitely going to put something underneath to actually hold that up there, just because I don't want to crush that pipe. That's the nut there that's going to be the key. I'm going to slide that right down to the end. Alright, let's take this like that and look down the bottom, and then the one sweep I'm going to push that forward under there to go forward to the motor space. So that's like the firewall. Right, now I'll take you around with me. So we'll take that out the road. So if you're going to do what I'm doing here, take that battery out. Make it a lot easier. And one less thing in the road to have to work around. So I'm just poking it in the dash area, making sure, and slowly drawing it up the other side there. And that's what I mean by opening up the gap there. I'll try to lighten that up a bit so you can see. It's gone down there. Anyway. And that's worked. And I'm just going to have this wire piece come around this side to the gauge, because this part here, the throttle, will possibly end up rubbing on it or something and be a problem. So I'm going to come around this side instead. So when I routed this temperature line through and down here, out there, I actually didn't put it through this cluster part first. So I've redone that, same as what I showed, but the gauge is in now, and then I rerouted that through. So make sure you do that if you're putting a gauge in. Put the line through the hole first, and then go down the top of here. Otherwise, you'll have to pull it out and redo it. I noticed that when I was actually here changing these wires around a bit. The red light was always working fine, but this wire here was on the green light. So I'm thinking that that's why it didn't go. I have put a new bulb in there as well, but it still wasn't working. So I figured it was the sensor down there on the engine. But we'll find out this time round if the sensor is actually good, because this one here, which is behind that wire, this wire here goes down to the sensor. And I think that earths out when the sensor gets the wall pressure. I think it creates the earth to finish the loop for this bulb. And this one here is now connected to the yellow wire, which turns into a positive wire when I start the tractor up and the alternator, or also aka whatever, the generator starts creating charge. Then this wire gets the power and the red light turns off, and this green light should turn on because the sensor should have connected as the earth, which means now you've got positive and negative. You'll see what I mean when I get this all back together and start it up. And I'll just flip this over. I'll show you that side of the connections I've got. Your Dexta might be different to mine. Some of them have got a positive earth, some of them don't, etc. But this is how mine is. And this is the front side, so you can see the left there's green light, right side's the red light, which you can swap that left to right if you wanted to. It's up to you, really. And it should come out, oh, it should come up just fine. Right, so that's finger tightening. I might even turn that way a bit. Pull that over. Turn the spin, do it again and again. I just want it tight enough so it doesn't leak. Don't want to overdo it. So there we are. And if once we get it all done, it leaks a little bit, I'll just give it another tweak with the spanner so that it doesn't. That's me plan anyway. Take this here out, drop it back down in place. Put that going around across that way so it can flex without kinking. Okay, now we've got to get these in. I've noticed that one goes in easy, one doesn't. Since the amount of times that I've been in here. And there we go. That's probably going to be pretty useful, knowing that it's not slotted there for people, you guys that might be trying to line up all your bonnet and nose cone. This is kind of a fixed spot here. You might be able to pack it up higher or lower. Well, you would be able to, but left and right, not very much, and forward and back's pretty much set. there we are, that's where it's going to go. I've still got to find some new bolts and a nut system to hold that back in. Also, this gauge, this whole unit here was $50. And I thought that was pretty good. Right, so that's there, and I've got to stick the battery in, and then I can turn the key on. And let's not forget to pour the water in there. I still haven't found the surround for here and the cap. I've got them. I've been looking around. Same with the plates that go down there on the sides of the steering unit down here. I've got those somewhere as well, but I haven't found them yet. Put them somewhere safe, I guess. Okay, so the water's topped up. Time to put some zip ties or something holding that air in place. Alright, battery's in, terminal's tight. Right, let's turn the key. Oh, camera's gonna do not like that. Let's turn the key on. Look up there. Dash light. Boom. On. Now, if the sensor's working properly, this green light here will turn on. When I start it up. Alright, let's start it up. Turn the lights on, turn the key on and whatnot, and then I'll put on the time lapse so you can see the temperature going up as it works. Should be good.